Ladies and gentlemen, the most frequent question that I receive on this channel is, what is going to be the next Gala games? What am I looking for in my crypto gaming plays and more? Today, I'm going to be giving you one of them, okay? Well, a little bit of that teensy bitsy. This was actually on my top 10 crypto games video. I mentioned this coin. I'm going to go ahead, put it over here, and it is called Playable Games. Playable Games is actually the second top performer on our crypto games list, and it's doing very well, right? It's doing incredibly well. This is actually an ecosystem that is quite similar to Gala in some ways and quite different in other ways. So we're going to be going over this fledgling ecosystem. It's very small. I mean, compared to $625 million of market cap on Gala versus what today is, even after this crazy run, is 14 million. Okay, 14 million is all it's worth right now. So very small ecosystem. Do your own research on this one at the end of the day, but we're gonna be going over it. Hope you enjoy this kind of content. As always, like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. This is Playable Games. Yes, with a 3. This is a cryptocurrency gaming ecosystem. And yes, they have something very similar to Gala games, and I'll get that in the future. But what is Playable Games? Because they are a lot more than meets the eye. This is a crypto gaming ecosystem that came out a long time ago. And here's a quote from Rubicon here, talking about the fact that the biggest crypto influences are predicting gaming crypto without a doubt could 10x to 100x our portfolios, which I love the, the whole thumbnail, like this, right? But really, like, this is a team that has a lot of experience from back in the day, gaming, making a ton of games. And they decided that 1, games should be immersive. 2, games should be made to the highest standard. 3, games should be advised by the gamers that play them. 4, gamers should be owning all their earned in-game assets and be able to sell them. It's a simple vision, but it is a grandiose vision, to say the least. Because crypto gaming, at this point, it's come to the point where there's a ton of different people saying things about, like, oh, but this game's not out or that game's not out. Well, Playable does actually have a game that is quote-unquote out. It is called Nexus, and it is one of many games that they're going to be developing. In fact, I actually played this on stream a bit ago. Of course, this is live stream, so the gameplay won't look amazing, but it'll give you a good picture of what it is. It's a MOBA, so a multiplayer online battle arena game where you can go ahead and go against 5 other people in a battle arena. It's fun, it's pretty polished for the most part. Of course, what they ended up saying here is while the game is quote unquote released, that they're waiting for some major updates before they push this onto more people. So this is kind of a time sensitive thing. But yes, Nexus is the one game that is currently out on Playable. There are other games though that are due to release as well. In Q4 of 2023, which is right now, right? They have 2 things due to release. This is Starvin Martian as well as Ordinum. And in 2024, they want to go ahead and do War of Steel, Dogs of War, and apparently their metaverse. So we'll see what ends up happening there. But so far, they've delivered on one of their games, and their plan apparently is to go ahead and release 3 games every single year. Why put all your eggs in one basket when you can just make a bunch of different games? So you can see kind of where I'm going with this whole Gala vision. And talking about Gala, Playable actually has nodes. Now, this is the exciting speculated part of this ecosystem. Playable nodes, discover the power of blockchain gaming and receive rewards in PLAYA3ULL by supporting the Playable Games ecosystem. So there's 50,000 of these, if that reminds you of anything. They've sold 4,729, and right now, each of these little nodes are giving off 1,448 coins every single day with a current price of $2,400, which might I add, is actually 50% off. So yes, there is a 50% node sale right now, and this is happening over the next 1,000 sales. I believe there's somewhere around 600 left. So yeah, I actually went ahead and ran the math. I personally own 2 nodes, as you can see right here, and you can see actually the rewards to claim, etc., etc. And here we go. I actually calculated the amount that these nodes are generating, and they're actually generating more competitive returns than pretty much all of the node ecosystems that I currently own. So here it is. So you get $4.38 per day for this thing, and it generates you around $131.4 per month, which means that to get to that $2,400 cost that it currently costs you, it takes around 18.2 months. But here, keep in mind, is the big kicker. Right now, Playable nodes don't cost anything to run on software because they're still on stage 1. Stage 2, apparently, is supposed to go ahead and start sometime in December, I think, or maybe in Q1 of 2024. That is going to require software, but I'm assuming that because of all the price action that's happened recently, they're probably going to wait until this goes ahead and pumps a little bit more before they end up doing that. Remember, when I think about like Myriad nodes and stuff like that, I am not calculating the cost for how much the software could cost, because usually like Myriad nodes is like what, like $25 per month, depending on what you're running it on VPS, etc., etc. It could be lucrative, could be not lucrative, but yeah. So Playable Games, this thing is at a $14 million market cap. Where could this thing go? Well, one, it's on Avalanche. I don't know if you knew this, but Avalanche has been absolutely killing it right now. I mean, this thing is up 22% just today, 51% on the year. It just hasn't stopped. It is a raging bull, pun intended. It's really just done incredible over the length of its history. And a lot of people are saying that there is an Avalanche gaming renaissance coming through. And with that being said, in terms of Avalanche coins, Playable is one of the more successful coins out there. Their runway, in fact, they've said publicly is what was, because they've sold a bunch of nodes. So it was Q4 of 2024. I'm pretty sure at this point they're going into 2025. I mean, you go into their Discord and you go on the node feed. Like, people are buying these things right now. I mean, how many node ecosystems could you say today are actually selling nodes and they're being sold at these prices? It just doesn't exist anymore. I haven't seen a Gala node get sold in ages. I haven't seen a Myriad node get bought in ages as well. It's just something that doesn't happen very often. And it's because AVAX is going so crazy. It's because these ecosystems are accruing so much value that I see this as a potential play. And clearly we've been right. I mean, I called this out on my top 10 crypto games video at around, what was it? It wasn't even like, it was sub 5 million market cap. It was so low. I mean, this thing had almost a 0 on it. So yeah, no, it was extremely undervalued and it has run up a lot. But I do think that ecosystems like Avalanche are still extremely undervalued. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be getting into these ecosystems like Playable Games to go ahead and continue on. And something very, very key to know is that, in Gala, et cetera, you've got, 14,000 founders nodes that are owned by the team, which, is a lot. And that's just 2 co-founders. On Playable Games, they have gone ahead and said, this is by themselves, right? This is Old Bull. They own 100 nodes between the 4 founder bulls, and then just the 4 founders all bought with their own money. The second level managers all bought their own and range from a few to 20. So they're a very distributed ecosystem player and team. They don't own that many nodes, which is extremely important to keep in mind that if this ecosystem, which by the way, like, they've got their own thing going, if this ecosystem is to actually succeed, then they're going to have to make sure that they properly distribute. We all know how centralized crypto gaming coins can be, so it's important that they realize that. I don't necessarily think it's 100% necessary to do, but it's never a bad thing. I mean, you don't hear people going out and saying, oh my God, how dare they be decentralized? So you want to go ahead, grab a playable node. I'll teach you how to do it. It's very easy, right? So every 100 nodes, pretty much, this gets more expensive. It goes up $50. Keep in mind, remember, after the 1,000 are sold, this is going to get a heck of a lot more expensive. So that is a DYOR, right? If you're going to be buying a playable node, the easiest way to not only support me, but to get there is to go to the link in the description as well as the pinned comment below. I'm going to have all the links there, and they give a little bit of playable for me doing that as well. But you can go ahead and buy a playable node with USDC on the Avalanche network, as well as USDC on Ethereum. This is actually a brand new option, which has caused an increase in sales as well, because now that people can do it on ETH, a lot more people use ETH, which common sense indicates that it's just going to get more sales in general. So this is an ecosystem that is very young. At the end of the day, it's very speculative, but I guess that's like the entire crypto space. Let me know your thoughts on Playable. Is it the next Gala Games? So far, it's been performing very well. And trust me, I'm holding the Gala, I'm holding that Myriad, and I'm holding that Playable. So till the next time, stay classy, and that's all.